Thanks for joining us. We're here with Justin Faze, producer, artist, and owner of About Noise. It's based in Central Florida. And Justin, can you give us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Been in the Central Florida music industry since probably since 2004, where I met up with Dustin Holton, who we formed DNF, which is a lot of where everything has spun off of. We started a couple different sub labels, and then up until about last year, after 3 years of consistently touring and releasing, we just both wanted to start some solo projects. So I started About Noise, and About Noise concept is basically just getting noise heard is what it is. It's going to be a website being developed where we push out free music, with today everything being so edit or re-rub driven. Very few DJs play actual original tunes. Everybody's taking them and editing them. So we want to use that as a way to to push that.
Awesome. It's a good plan. Memorial Day is coming up. You have any plans for that?
Absolutely. This will be the 4th year that I do a memorial party here at Vintage in Vixen. This year is probably by far our best lineup. It's a breakbeat based event. There's a little electro house and some fidget in there. I have a producer that just played Breaks Pull this year, Left Right. He's from Dallas. He'll be headlining along with Paul Farace, myself, Dustin Holton, and Curtis B. All major players domestically right now in the music scene. And that'll be on Sunday. It'll start at 3 o'clock.
Awesome.
It's a free event.
Starts early. What else can we look forward to over here at Vixen and Vintage?
Well, we're directly upcoming June 24th. We'll have a really solid event. We have a Lot 49 party, which will have Dylan Rhymes, Meet Katie, Lee Coombs. Lee Coombs being a monthly resident for over a year now with us at Vixen. He usually plays one Saturday a month, so that'll be a treat. That'll be Thursday, June 24th. And then outside of that, there's a lot of events going around in Orlando in general right now. So I like to personally kind of stay on the outside of it unless something really hot, drops on my lap. But you got Icon doing shows again, which is big stuff coming through, and some big shows at Roxy coming up. So there's plenty to go around right now.
Nice. I'd like to kind of get your take on the dance music scene altogether. I know you've done a lot of touring. What do you see in the EDM scene that you'd like to see more of?
Well, I'd like to see more original productions. I'd definitely like to see, with the software being so accessible and people be able to hop on computers. Everybody's just going straight to re-edits, re-rubs, remixes, and if you look domestically, there's very little original work coming out from the United States, and that of course allows Europe and other countries to dominate the music scene. So I think there's one thing I'd like to see is people put a little bit more effort into their own, their own style and own sound. But ironically, that sound is it's a little bit of a catch-22, because that's what's almost saved the music scene. Is back probably 2-3 years ago when everything was being re-edited, all the Fergie, the Timberland stuff, that now has put house music or a broken beat back into acceptable in mainstream clubs. So now when you go out, you almost will always hear house music, and but it's hopefully people see that and keep perfecting their craft.
Gotcha. Kind of leading off that, what would you like to see or maybe hear less of in the scene?
I would definitely like to hear less of laptop DJs. I think I would definitely like to see more people just be a little bit more creative with their sound. Not just plugging in and playing with thousands of songs. I think if you're an established artist and you're playing your own music, that's one thing, but just the way there's the creativity of it is kind of lost on DJing right now, and there's very few showman DJs, and so I'd like to see a little bit more of that, a little bit more energy, a little bit more creativity.
Gotcha. Awesome. Those are mine.
Hopefully none of you are laptop DJs.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with laptops.
The man behind the camera is.
But if you're playing an hour set, just burn 2 CDs.
Gotcha.
Save the hassle of the clubs.
We have a section on our site called Tips from the Industry, and it's really, it's for people who basically it's what it sounds like. Want to know tips from the industry from people who have been there and
Right.
who started. You've obviously been in this scene a while. What is for people who want to get into the scene that you're in? House, breakbeat, and kind of with all the labels that are starting. Like, what are some things you suggest?
Well, I think if you're just in, one thing about the music scene now is everything is cross-genre. So, a few years ago, you kind of had to pick your route, where you can be a house music, you can be breaks. Now it's a little bit, I think, easier to break in if you have something substantial, because you see all the big named artists. You got people put out tech house, will put out break track, trance track. So now you just have to really, the key is, the big mistake I see is people want to make a track and try to get it on Beatport and sell it, but that really isn't the route to go, in my opinion. You want to get the music heard, you want to get it out, just give it out for free. For the amount of time and repay you're gonna get, you're better served putting it up on a SoundCloud or something and getting 1,000 downloads out quick.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's realistically is just pumping it out, constantly hammering away. Mix sets are always good. That's really it. Everybody's, if you're to come into the scene now, it's cold, and just try to start selling music it's impossible. You have to get a name for yourself as, just putting stuff out, for free, basically.
My last and final question would be, what's up with your names? You have a lot of aliases. Explain that.
That's a good question. I get that a lot. Faze is a name that I've had since I was, a kid, through my emotional ups and downs when I was young. So I would always go through phases, and it kind of stuck. And Faze has always been my DJ name. And then when I teamed up with Dustin and his wife Nikki, the natural DNF kind of came to, and so we started going by that. And then Dustin is still goes by Dustin. And then I wanted to just kind of, the Faze name was associated so strictly with breakbeat that I wanted to cross genre a little bit. I got into some tech house and electro house. So I just threw, like every other house and DJ, use your name. So Justin Faze came, and then the rephase is more of all the re-edit stuff, re-rubs and such like that. That just kind of puts a different twist on it. So, but there's the biggest question I get is, will DNF ever do stuff again? The answer is yes. We do have a track coming out on iBreaks, a remix we did for Digital Bass. That'll be out hopefully late this month, or it's already late this month. Maybe June. So stuff's on the horizon. Things are going good.